Wayne. Oh, that's Mike's cracking up. A mom. Okay, so talk to me about the premarital sex.
From Lakeside, Wisconsin, this is Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. I'm your host, Wayne Storm, and I'm joined here by Mike Katz. You may know him from his legendary July 4th party weekends, having not one but 2 kids join the Lehigh Ultimate Frisbee team, or even as a guide trekking the backcountry of Alta. Mike Katz, welcome to the show.
Well, and you forgot, thank you. You forgot also Big Papa Miguel on one of the best rap songs there ever was, Spiritual Cereal.
Absolutely. We might even be rapping, so we could see where this goes. So I guess you're ready to get, well, actually, before we start, how are you with spicy food?
Yeah, you know, I'm medium well.
Medium well?
I'm pretty good, not awesome.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
how about that?
Let's see how it goes.
All right. What are we doing here?
All right. So we're gonna start first one, and then we're gonna go clockwise like a clock.
Okay, here's a question though. Do I have to eat the whole wing at all times?
Damon
says yes.
It's kind of up to you. So.
All right.
Kind of tasty.
Pretty tasty.
I took a big one.
I could eat all those.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little, you know, after you're done kick, but not enough to make you want to drink anything.
Okay. So every year, I'm shocked you and Linda enjoy hosting this group, particularly when we devolve into our college hooliganism. If I had to guess, you see a little bit of yourself and your college friends in this group. Can you tell us a silly college story of yours?
That's is this a PG?
Up to you.
R act, you know what is it? I would say for sure. I do see my buffoons that I hung out with in college in with you all. It also gives me a little bit of hope for our collective future and for your future, because my buffoons are doing really fine, raising families and having great jobs and great folks with society. Probably, I would say the biggest, my story will be, we would do naked keg slides, which is not really that smart, but in our fraternity, we would, drink a little too much, and we'd take the tables, we put them at the end, and then we would douse the dining area down with beer, and we would slide and smash ourselves into the tables at the end, because that was better than smashing into the wall for some reason. I don't know. It seems like the same to me. So that's a story.
That's awesome. We have something very similar we did with olive oil and destroyed Benny's house. So, cool. Or take a shower in the house either. Cool. All right. Ready for wing 2? Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Going on wing number 2?
Wing number 2.
All right.
Oh, this is the lemon pepper one, actually. It's really good. This is my first time having it.
Number 2 is the Thai chili.
Oh, Thai chili?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys know better. Nice. Thai chili.
Thai chili's good? That is really good, that Thai chili.
Yeah.
I'd have a lot of those.
So, in Cookeville, Tennessee, you and Linda attempted to build a picnic table.
Cook Vegas, yeah.
Which took more than 2 iterations because you couldn't get the dimensions correct.
Yeah.
Said a different way, 2 Harvard graduates took 3 tries to build a picnic table.
Yeah, Michigan and Duke engineering graduate, too.
Who do you blame more, Linda or yourself?
Oh, clear answer to that. Now, first of all, we both did like sine or cosine or something like that because we were using angles to figure it out. But of course, I did the math the most wrong. Whatever it is, there's no answer. And probably Linda just went with me on it, like it's all okay. So clearly my fault.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you end up having a successful table?
Mostly about that I'm a relatively bad engineer and Linda's a much better engineer. Okay. So that's another reason why that one worked. And we did all it meant was when we turned it over, it was super funny because we sat on we had not really put the sides on, like where you sit, the seat. So we turned it over, and then we put the board for the seat on, and we sat, and the table was this high. So we got it wrong,
And
right?
it was so heavy we couldn't turn it over ourselves.
We needed other people, so we had to be embarrassed.
It was like really, really heavy.
So we had to be embarrassed. So then we turned it over, we figured that out, and then we just cut the legs off a little bit, and then boosted the seat a little bit, and then it worked just fine.
Some minor modifications. Cool.
Yeah.
Thinking on the fly.
We actually moved that to Wisconsin here, and they quoted, our shipping was quoted 2 different ways. One was with and one was without that table, because that table was so heavy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they ended up strapping it to the outside of the 18-wheeler. It's a true story.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
All right,
Ready
we
for
on
the next
number
one?
3?
Yeah.
All right.
I know, but
I think this one's the lemon pepper.
That one's good too.
Oh, that's good too.
So far, I've liked every one of these wings actually to eat. Those are all good.
Good sauces.
Yeah,
Lemon pepper. Boom, boom.
that was good.
So, I love talking to you and Linda because...
Does anybody know who was born in Cookeville, Tennessee? Anybody know that?
let's just take a guess.
Noah Katz, born in Cookeville, Tennessee. Yeah. That's why he has that southern accent. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. So, like, I learned so much when I talk to you guys about careers and success, and you guys have just seen so much. So, what would you kind of define as your most proud accomplishment that you've had in your life?
Oh. Are you narrowing it down to business, or are you narrowing it, or can it just be anything?
It could be anything.
Oh, I would say to this point, might not work after this interview, but to this point, my very successful partnership with my wife. Yeah. I would say that was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's not like, you have this thing where you think, you literally have no idea, right? Like you know this person and you think it's all going to be good, we're all going to be fine, but you literally have no idea because you don't know how you're all going to grow and change and be different. And yeah, I feel like we've been pretty good at doing that. So that would be my personal greatest accomplishment. Yeah.
And then how about something you're really proud of that was kind of glossed over by others, or that you think others might not appreciate at first glance, but that you think is something really cool?
I don't know if others don't appreciate this or not, but I appreciate it a lot that when we bought our business, we took out a loan on behalf of all the employees, and when we sold the business, those people all get to retire completely differently than they would have been able to retire because they got 36% of the value of the company. And nobody had to put any money in, they just used sweat equity. And we successfully ran a business where everybody was an owner, and that made a difference. So I'm super proud of that.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Yep. Oh, thank you. Nice.
Those are the sausages.
Yeah, these are the different sauces. All right, so up next we got chili lengua de fuego.
That's what this one is?
Yep.
All
So
right.
wing number 4. I gotta eat really fast so I can fire off the question for you. So, was there a time in life you almost took a very different direction? Not getting your MBA, not having kids, etc.
Yeah, probably the one that's most germane or relevant, honestly, is we were moving to Shanghai in 1997. We were going to work for Cummins, move to Shanghai, and we got a phone call from Laurent Spires-Duran, who is right there, and he kind of said in his roundabout way that he likes to talk and his Hungarian accent, he kind of said, I need one of you all to help me with my business, and I don't really care which one it is, but would love if one of you can help me because our business is great, but I'm having a hard time with my partner and I'm taking my eye off the ball. I need somebody to help. So instead of moving to Shanghai, we thankfully moved to Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. And that was so fortunate in so many ways. But probably the biggest way for us personally is we got off the big company treadmill. We were on a treadmill that we were like going to be on forever. If we would have moved to Shanghai, we would have retired from Cummins Engine 30 years later, and honestly would have flown first class a lot more, but would have had a lot less time to go to our kids cross country meet when they're in middle school. So that's probably the biggest thing, completely not scripted, just happened, that I am most thankful for, I would say.
Those are two very different places. Shanghai versus Wisconsin.
Yeah, and this is Shanghai in 1997. Shanghai in 1997 is literally the Wild West. Like, every company there has 3 sets of books, one that they show their joint venture partner, one that's real, and one that they show the government. Like, it's really the Wild West. It's a lot different now. So that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Cool and crazy, like, that would have been cool, but it also would have meant a completely different life trajectory. And I happen to like the life I have, so I'm forever thankful that Lauren said, "Can you please come and help?"
Very cool. All right. Moving on to the next one. We got the spicy shark, Mako snake. Oh, number 5. So
I'm gonna reflect, by the way, on that. The moral of that story, for those of you who are relatively young, there's 2 sort of things. One is, don't script it, because it's just going to happen, right? Like, you look at everyone who you look at Linda's dad, you look at Linda and I, and you look at Cindy, and like, oh, they knew what they were doing. The answer is no, right? Like, we were just curious. We were interested. We were interesting. Like, we did not know what we were doing. Sometimes good things just happen and you kind of go with them. The second moral of the story is, when opportunity knocks, invited to stay for dinner. Right? Like, that opportunity happened. Okay, I'm going to go with that for a little while. So anyway, that's I wanted.
yeah,
As long as I'm pontificating and I might die on the 10th one of these.
it helps to get it out early, for sure. So I've actually never met anyone else who has hosted exchange students. I'm pretty sure you guys are the only ones. I can't imagine hosting a Yemeni teen is a frequent occurrence in a small town in Wisconsin. What made you guys break that mold?
Oh, 9/11. So 9/11 happened. Horrific, of course, right? And in the United States, back in the early 2000s, if we did a word association and we said Muslim, you said in your head terrorist, right? And of course, that's really not true, right? And so my good friend Linda said, we need to have an exchange student. We moved houses because we wanted to have an exchange student. Not only are we going to have an exchange student, we're going to have a Muslim exchange student because of that word association, which people had. And of course, the whole idea of exchange students is to break down cultural barriers. So Linda went online and she Googled 16-year-old Muslim exchange student, Arab Muslim exchange student, and Maud came up, and she clicked on him and said, "We'll take that one." And we did, and he still is. He was and still is amazing. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have had multiple exchange students, and
What can I tell you? Are you going to ask me a Maud story or no?
no, go for it though.
Okay, so Maud's story, this is the best Maud story. There's a couple. One is we taught him how to ride a bike, was hilarious. But the best one is we're sitting doing the dishes. It's like after dinner one night, and Maud, he's probably been with us maybe for a month and a half, maybe 2 months, and he says to Linda, Mom, okay, so talk to me about the premarital sex. and I said, and I was like at the computer, and I was like, my gosh, is it getting late? I am so tired. So I went upstairs, and then an hour and 45 minutes later, Linda's like, okay, I'm literally representing an entire culture talking to this kid about the premarital sex. It's so funny.
I thought you were going to do the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Well, the dishwasher is another story where his job was to do the dishes, put them in the dishwasher. And a month and a half after being there, he says, okay, Mom, so what does this do? And we're like, well, it's the dishwasher. I know it's what you call it, but what does it do? And she's like, it washes the dishes. And he goes, in the cabinet? And we're like, yes, how? And she had to show him how the plumbing goes in there. It's like, oh my gosh, my mother would love this. But then everybody would think she was very lazy.
That's awesome.
He's a lovely person. Go ahead.
And you guys have had multiple different exchange students that you're all still close with. Which exchange student would you trust to live in your Alta house for 2 years, though?
For 2 years?
Yeah.
Lorenzo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You guys saw that one coming? Oh, okay, gotcha.
Lorenzo, like, literally he's our family. Like, so the Lorenzo story is we're never going to have another exchange student because we had Mod. It can't get any better than that. Fast forward 1.5 years later, I'm at work, and then I get a call. I'm on speakerphone with the rest of them, and they're like, Dad, we want to get an exchange student. I said, I thought we were never getting exchange students. And they're like, yeah, but listen to this one. And it was Lorenzo. And it was so funny. They're like, can we get him, Dad? Like we're getting a puppy or something like that. It's like, can we get him, Dad? And I'm like, clearly, like, first of all, I make like 2% of the decisions in the house anyway. So I'm like, the decision seems like it's already made. And he really was like, and is. He was part of our family. It's amazing. Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. All right, well, running on to the next wing here.
What is it?
So the last one was actually Hot Ones Los Calientes Rojo. This one is the Spicy Shark Mako Snake.
All right, now how many more do we got? I just want to make sure you got the same amount I have.
5 more?
And how are you feeling about the hotness? You feel good?
We're chilling.
All right, me too. I'm
Just
all
a lot
good.
of chewing.
Yeah, no worries.
Whoa.
That one hit you in the face a little bit more, for sure. Yep. Hit one.
That's cinnamon and cardamom.
Yeah.
Kicking it up a notch.
Yeah, you don't want to try to talk in the middle of that one. No, you want to let that go down first before you open your mouth. Uh-huh. Yeah. These are good questions, by the way. Thank you. I know that there was a collaborative effort on the question.
See, and so many people actually added, even Grandma. So shout out to everybody who helped out here.
Good question.
So you touched on like your strength in your marriage with Linda, and you guys have been married for over 30 years now.
31.
31.
Blissful years.
Also, shout out to our newlywed couple.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
We're on point 2. Close. They're practically at 31.
Can you describe how some major landmarks in your relationship changed the dynamic between you two?
Well, let's see, landmarks. Yeah, I guess we had our first child, which is a particular landmark. You might know him as Baxter. And that was a particular landmark because probably, again, not scripted. Linda was like, I think I'd like to take a step away from work and stay home with Noah. That was a pretty interesting landmark in our relationship. Another good landmark is when I came home, we had bought our company. So this is maybe 5 or 6 years later. I came home from a work trip. I'll put that in quotes. It was a work trip, but it was in like, we're at Palm Springs. So I was in Palm Springs on a work trip. Nobody works in Palm Springs, by the way. And I came home. Max Mann knows what I'm talking about, Aaron, when he goes on these work trips. Anyway, so I came home and Linda said, okay, listen, you haven't done anything wrong and I literally hate you right now. He's like, we need to switch jobs. You need to stay home and I need to go run the company. And I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm in. I'm really scared, honestly. Like, not for the company. I was scared for me and the kids. It And so I said, well, okay, well, when are we going to do that? This was Friday night, really like 1 a.m, Saturday morning. When are we going to do that? She goes, how about Monday? And I was like, how about we tell them on Monday and we do it the following Monday? And so we told our management team on Monday, we did it the following Monday. And that was super important, I think, for our relationship. It was super important for me to be able to be a stay-at-home dad for a while. It was really amazing. And was really incredibly important for the business because I was really focused on just paying off debt. And we were now at the stage where we could actually build something we were interested in running. And Linda was really the beginning of that for our business. And so then our relationship ended up being a little more equal until we had exchange students. And then she's like, I want to be home mostly for our exchange students and our kids when they're a little older. And we kind of did a little more traditional, I guess I would say. So that would be kind of a big deal, all those things.
Okay. How about retirement? Has retirement changed your dynamic at all?
Yeah, I would say so. We've gotten really good at making sure that everybody gets what they need, like that we both get what we need. And we've also learned some things about each other that, like, when I need to recharge, I need to be around more people. And when Linda needs to recharge, she needs to be around less people. And we just allow ourselves to do that. And we have this new little thing where we'll like check in with each other going, hey, I'm going to do this. And then we say, in our little voice, we say, I don't care what you do. And it's like, can I do this? It's like, I don't care what you do. And that's like a little endearment, like, do whatever the hell you want. Like, I'm good, right? But it's kind of important to talk about what do you need, because it changed. I was, as Linda said, assaulting her in her, what was it? I was assaulting you in your sanctuary. When I stayed home, she was like in the house, and I'm now there. And this is before she got hearing aids, so she couldn't hear me, and I mumbled. And so I was like, oh man, we are really headed for divorce because she can't hear and I'm mumbling. And that was kind of hard, but we learned how to deal with that. So yeah,
You
all
had no
good.
friends too.
I still have no friends.
I was roaming.
So whenever you need to, I still need more friends. I don't really need more friends, I'm good.
I can imagine.
I'm ending with Max and Aaron Mann. Those are my new friends, never having another friend. Don't need any more.
Heck yeah. Sweet. Good to move on?
I'm good to move on.
All right. This is Adobo Loco with jalapenos.
Oh, baby.
I think some of these, we're getting a little spicy now.
It's going to start kicking
But
it up
several levels.
several
By the way,
levels.
we're in for the whole wings, right? We're not.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
We're not doing.
I'm
pretend,
doing
we're not
whatever you're
half.
doing. No,
All right,
no nibbles
all right.
or anything like
Whole
that.
wings, all right.
I remember when I just had a
We've only really had one fatality from doing this. Sponge passed out on a toilet when we did this in college, so
Sponge
shout out to
what?
Sponge. He passed out on a toilet.
Let's just go with I'm comfortable that I'm going to do better than Sponge. I think you've set the bar low.
Okay.
Feeling good. That was super hot, though, whatever that was. Really good, but super hot.
That's pretty tasty. Yeah, I'm going to fire it off and finish it. All right, so
The Guinness is good. This is, this is, it's a world, that's an answer right there, the Guinness.
As the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What traits of yours are you happy you've passed down to the boys? And what trait of yours would you have preferred to have not gotten passed down?
Yeah, I guess let me start out by saying I think it is foolish and pompous to think that you actually pass down traits to these children, right? They are just themselves. They came out themselves. We have this great picture where each one of them are 6 months old, and they're these. You see it in our dining room. And when you look at those pictures, they're who they are. You can already tell in those 6 pictures. So I don't think there's traits that pass on. And I guess I was talking to some other people about this being a parent. We're just doing the best we can. We honestly, we've never parented, how old are you now? 26 or something like that? Yeah, we've never parented a 26-year-old or a 20-year-old, and we've never done it. We have no idea what we're doing. We're just doing our best. So I'm not going there on the traits. I think it's not an interesting comparison. I hope they're living their own lives and they don't care at all about what their parents passed on to them. I guess that's my biggest hope.
That's awesome. That's just such a cool perspective.
Yeah.
It's
It's also a really good cop out when they totally screw up. You can be like,
They're their
"It's
own
got nothing to
person."
do with me."
very cool. Okay. All right, so this is the bomb.
The bomb?
This is the bomb. This is gonna step it up another notch
Because I'd say
here.
the last one was the bomb, by the way. So this one might be. My mascara is definitely running.
Don't touch your eyes.
Oh yeah, careful around your eyes.
I haven't touched anything with my hands.
Sweet, perfect.
Short little cutoff.
Whoa, Wayne.
Oh, that's Mike cracking up.
Do you know, like, has any of you all traveled to China, by the way? One of my favorite things about when you go to some factory in China. In the United States, we have very clearly a step is this high, right? In China, some of them are this high, some of them are. These wings have different steps to them. That was a really big step.
Yep. No, the bomb is no joke. All right. Can you tell us the origin of the drug rug that used to live in the attic?
Woo, hold on a second.
Yes.
Wayne, how are you doing, heat level?
We're chilling. We're chilling.
Drug rug.
You look like you're crying, but you look small.
How you doing, Dad?
This is actually awesome.
That's the thing with nightmares. I'm done.
In a lot of ways, that it might peak a little bit. I'm okay. I'm all right.
Yeah, that's good. All right, drug rug was from Acapulco, my sophomore year in college. We went to Acapulco for spring break.
A spring break drug rug.
While we're there, somebody's selling those on the street. I bought it there. The funny part is we fly home from Acapulco, and we're at Detroit Metro Airport, and they singled me out. Now, I had long mullet. I looked like a drug dealer, and I was wearing the drug rug, right? They singled me out, and they basically searched through everything I had. You're going to want a little more of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna want that. Thank you.
They searched through everything I had, including I had like a boom box, like the old style boom box. They opened it up, like screwdrivers and stuff, to look for drugs. And as they're doing it, I'm like, look, you guys, this is brilliant what you're doing. But if I was a drug dealer, would I look like me? Like, would I actually look like a drug dealer? And they're like, oh, that's a really good point. Just let me go.
And that's how the drugs got through.
Yeah. And I did steal a sign as I was leaving Detroit Metro Airport that said, bags look alike, be careful what you take, so don't take somebody else's bag. So maybe they were right a little bit.
Take the sign instead.
Yeah.
How about, can you rank the family ski ability, including yourself?
Oh, rank the family ski ability. All right, and we are going by, well, I can do it however I want.
However you want.
Right. I am going to rank, I'm going to rank Linda first. I'm going to rank Noah second. I'm going to rank Trevor third. I'm going to rank Damon fourth. I'm going to rank me fifth.
That is what Trevor did.
Humility. It's crazy.
I did it by technical ability.
Okay.
Who's the technically most proficient skier?
Who has the most swagger?
Oh, Trevor has the most
Trevor,
swagger.
I'm all good. Trevor's the most swagger. All right. in most ways, that's probably going to be the climax there. But these will be equally hot, likely.
That was pretty good though.
As
It's
in
calming down
tasty.
now. Believe me, you want the rest of that, my friend.
No. You got it. We have a couple more as well. Whew. All right. Ready for the next one?
Go.
2 more.
Is that what you guessed I was going to say?
That's the way it is.
Like
I'm getting worse at skiing.
you're
Mom's perfect.
mostly getting worse at walking. All right.
All right. The next one is it was a watermelon ghost pepper hot sauce
Oh wait, we're eating. I thought we were asking another question.
called Alchemy. Are you good to go?
I'm good to go.
Okay. Called Alchemy Peppers.
Remember that part where I said we got to eat the whole thing? I want to take that back now.
You can. Whew.
Oh, great shoulder.
It's pretty tasty.
11, like 15 times worse than that.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. It's a whole different ballgame.
Am I right?
You did it?
So, your first date with Linda was a super cute ski date. The only issue was you were both in relationships at the time.
Yeah.
What did you see in her in that first date which convinced you to break up with your significant other at the time?
Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to back up if I can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna back up to a bunch of people went skiing one evening south of Syracuse, and I'm in my car, and I'm just about to get out of my car, look in the rearview mirror, and this super cute lady walks by with her skis on her shoulder, little hat on, little ponytail, bebopping, and I'm like, I do not know who that is, but I am getting out of my car as fast as I can to see who that is. And of course, it turned out to be Linda. And I was like, whoa, when she's not kind of stiff and wearing the suits and in work mode, she's kind of cute, isn't she? Right? Which is literally the first time that I was like, huh. And then honestly, we skied together with our friend Gina, and we were both just sort of like, we were both then super inclusive. Gina was a much worse skier than we were, and we were both like making sure that we were taking care of everybody was being taken care of. It wasn't just like the two fast skiers who just go ski together and be on a little date. So that was it.
So you thought she was super cute, chill outside of work.
But
was that
super cute was before the first time we went.
And so when you go on that skiing date, you were still dating somebody else. What happened on that date where you're like, she's the one,
I was pretty clear the person I was pretend dating was not like the answer.
Okay.
Like I was pretty clear about that. And I think Linda took a lot more convincing that Marty, who she was dating, was not the bomb. And then I decided I'd put in the hours. So, once you're going to put in the hours, like I put in the hours on making her decide that he wasn't the man. So it took her a lot longer to figure out that. But honestly, to her defense, I'm not so sure I would have picked me either, right? Like mullet, like I would wake up in time for work. I would wake up either in time to put my glasses on or shave. I mean, my contacts in or shave, but never be able to do both and make it to work on time. So I'm not so sure I would have picked me either. You can ask Lauren and Cindy the first time they met me where I had a do-rag on and like I'm coming to meet the future in-laws, not looking my best. That's kind of the way I rolled then. So I maybe would have taken a little bit longer to choose me also.
Did you clean up your act prior to dating Linda?
No.
Or okay, gotcha.
No, and Marty, by the way, who she was kind of dating, was like, he was the poster child. Like he he had what was that sweater that I stole from him? The Argyle sweater, and yeah, cable knit Argyle sweater. He was beautiful and waspy and like sailed. Like I would have chosen him too. Like honestly, I would have chosen him too. He's kind of a dick, but I would have chosen him. Right? But not really. He was good enough, I guess. He was just pretty white bread, you know. And maybe she wanted something a little different than white bread.
That's awesome. I love that answer.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. Ready to move on?
But I just going back to the vision. I'll die with the vision from the rearview mirror in my car in my head. Like I'll die with that vision in my head. That's the beginning of. Maybe I should spend more time with this person. That's the beginning. And then our first sort of date, really, I guess maybe first kind of date, when we both said, "Hey, we maybe should be together." Is I roped her into going skiing at my parents' place in Massachusetts with, hey, a bunch of us are going skiing. That was on Monday. And then we get to Friday when we all get in the car to go, and it's me, Linda, and an engaged couple. And I did that on purpose so that it was me and them. And then the engaged couple, because my parents are kind of like this, the engaged couple was in what we call the honeymoon suite. And Bobo and Lily know what that is like, right? And then Linda and I like laid down to sleep, and we were in like a little single bed upstairs, and my mom is coming up to tuck everybody in. And they're like, and she's just like, your mother literally just tucked us in the same bed upstairs. I'm like, yeah, it's just the way the Katz's roll. It's all good. Like we barely even are dating each other. It's so funny. Go ahead.
That's awesome. All right.
Are we eating one more?
Oh.
Are we drinking that first? What are we doing?
It's tradition around here to put a little last dab on the last wing. You don't have to if you don't want to, but
I can't even say what word I want to say because there's children around. Is this actually what we're having this last one, or is this?
This is it's coated in it. The last dab by the Heatonist.
All right.
All right.
Whee!
Now super don't touch your eyes.
Right on.
Yes. That's.
All right.
Thank you,
hold
Bo.
on.
Good call.
Wait, let's cheers to this one. Me and you. Boom.
Cheers. To anybody else following along? Trevor.
Cheers.
Damn, Dre, Ty, Damon, Benny, Flint.
right.
We got a bunch of followers.
There
It's
you go.
awesome.
Can you give me an ice cream bar plan?
For as spicy as it is, it's so tasty.
That one was not as. The third to last one was ridiculous. And I'm kind of glad that I saw the show. That you like we could know that maybe we peak a little earlier. Because if we were going up from there, I still would have done it, but I would have hated you more than I hate you now.
Yep. It leveled off.
No, this is all good. All right.
So you've been skiing at Alto for the past 30 years because it's probably the best place in the world to ski.
Yep.
And if I were a betting man, I'd say it's probably your favorite activity in the world. Describe the perfect Alta ski day.
Oh, I guess the perfect Alta ski day, we had a lot this year, but it really is, the perfect Alta ski day is really good snow and people to share it with. So, and that could be our family that we had this year out, it could be our friends who live in the valley, it could be Max and his friend who came, but it's a place to be shared. So the perfect ski day is a little less about the snow and more about sharing this amazingly beautiful place with as many people as we can. Ellie got to share it, you got to share it. I mean, it's like the lake. Like, why do we like the lake? Why do we like you people coming? It's meant to be shared. So I'd say that's the perfect. It has nothing to do with the snow. It has more to do with the sharing.
Sharing with people. Cool. I mean, that's a common thread. You love sharing these great things with us, and I'm sure we all appreciate it. So
I do.
My
favorite. So I'll tell you my favorite run this year. My favorite run this year. I have a tie for 2. It's a little bit about sharing, but Me, Linda, Noah, and Linda's brother were going up, and they just opened up the backside. We were probably the first 10 people to go in, and we top to bottom 2,500 vertical feet of snow that was between thigh and waist deep, nonstop. We were just like, see you at the bottom. We just all went. Actually, I went down and videoed Noah coming down. Second run I videoed? Maybe. And Noah was deeper because he was telemarking, and the only way we could all keep up with him was he was on his telemark. So that's one. And then my other one, Trevor knows the one I'm going to say, where he videoed me coming down when we went backcountry. We took snow sleds to go backcountry skiing, and then he's like, hey, Dad, stay here. I'm going to bebop down really quick, and I'm going to video you from the canyon over there. So he took the snow sled up, got up there, and then videoed me across the way. And we were farming. That was ridiculous. Just incredibly ridiculous snow. So those would be my two favorite runs this
We're going to have to splice in that video at the tail end here. Get that in here. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on surviving the wings of death.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. The platform's yours. Anything you want to say? Well done.
That was super fun. That's it. I'm good.
Cool.